Hey, my name is Rosie Gill, and I am the Director of Education at Milk Street, and this is Milk Street at Home. Today, we're baking chocolate almond spiced cookies. We make these all the time at the cooking school, mostly because they are delicious, gooey chocolate drops that both melt and crackle and have a little kick from spice. It's reason enough to make them. But we also use them as an educational tool to help our students learn how to use spices in their baking, which really is the single easiest way to transform your baking overnight. With a few techniques in your back pocket, you can take your cookies, your cakes from good to really out of this world. All right, what are we using in these amazing cookies? You want 1 3/4 teaspoons of spices. You can choose the spices that you like. I'm using ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, and a little kick of chili because I love chocolate and chili together. The key to choosing your spices is to choose a combination that has contrast. You don't want them to all be the sweet, warming spices, the cinnamons, the allspices, the nutmegs. You want to make sure that you have something that creates contrast. Ginger is peppery, which is great. Cardamom is a little bit cooling, also adding some contrast. Black pepper would be a good option. Like I said, I'm adding red chili flakes. The key to a great spice blend, though, is contrast. Okay, first you want to preheat your oven to 375 and line 2 cookie sheets with parchment paper. Then you want to mix in a small bowl your spices and add 1/4 cup, which is also 54 grams of your white sugar. Mix this up and set it aside. That's for later. Next comes the key step. We're going to toast our almond flour and our spices to develop more savory notes so that these cookies aren't just sweet. The combination of toasted almond flour and spices that have a little kick, like the ginger, the chili, if you decide to use it, make sure that we don't have one-dimensional boring desserts, which sounds like a good thing to me. So to toast almond flour, you get a 12-inch skillet over medium heat, and it takes a while. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes. You slowly toast the almond flour until it's a shade or two darker than it was. Then transfer it to a bowl so it can cool completely. Once it's cooled to room temperature, you're going to add the remaining sugar, the cocoa powder, and the salt. Mix this up so it's evenly incorporated. Then lightly beat your egg whites and incorporate them with the vanilla into the almond flour mixture and stir until everything is moistened. Then fold in your chocolate. We like 2 tablespoon portions for our cookies. You can make them any size you want. Just know if they're smaller or bigger, your cooking time will change. What is really important is for each cookie dough ball, you want to toss it in that reserved spice sugar that we set aside at the very beginning. This is layering flavor. You have the spiced almond flour on the inside of the cookie where you've toasted those spices. And now you're adding this crackly, sugary, spicy, shattering crust on the top, which is another dose of spice. Again, it's adding interest, both texture and flavor interest to these cookies. Then you bake them until they start to crackle on the top. It's 12 to 15 minutes, rotating your pans halfway through. There you go. Okay, so you learned how to toast spices, in your almond flour in this case, to develop more savory flavors to prevent your cookies from being just sweet, which is boring. You learned to mix spices. You chose some spices that weren't just sweet also. That ginger, or in my case, the chili, again, makes a blend that's dynamic. There's contrast in the blend of your spices. And third, you learn to layer spices. So there's a top crackly, spicy bite that your teeth go through before they reach the sort of gently spiced interior. 3 simple ways to transform almost any of your baked goods by using spices.